Beware, Houston fans. This is the first of 22 molestations the Rockets will be dealing with in the regular season. I kid. But seriously, this was just disheartening to watch. Similar to the preseason game against the Raptors, we were just getting hounded by a team and making them look really damn good. The Timberwolves' big three in D'Lo, Cat, and Ant-Man boned us for 81 points combined, and were just having their way with their defense. They were using and abusing the mismatches all night long. I can understand if Cat bullies Alperen. I mean, he is only 19 and a rookie, but he just murdered Tice and Wood. Granted, Cat is a top 3 center in the league, and these are the types of games we should expect from him, but god damn, he was taking our cake and eating it too. Our interior defense will be a problem, but hopefully this will only be the case against the top bigs in the league, something we don't really have to face every single night. Sengun once again had a phenomenal game, pretty much showing why he should be starting. He dropped 11 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 freaking steals. Unlike Christian Wood, he was actually perfect from the free throw line, going 5 for 5. There was that one play where Karl-Anthony Towns just posted him up and absolutely destroyed him. He then flexed on him and let out a mighty roar. But I love that. I love the fact that he is exposing Sengun's weakness, because at some point, Alpi is going to have to be motivated to get bigger, so that one day he can flex on him too. Both Alpi and Jalen have strength and size concerns, and it's not like they don't know it. Jalen admitted during the post-game interviews that he is being picked on by the veterans in the league, and they're pushing him to his physical limits. He knows, we know, and the league knows. But strength and muscle is not going to come overnight, folks. He is still a teenager, so we have to be patient. Outside of that, I thought he had a decent game. He shot poorly, which was a combination of shot selection and getting blocked at the rim a couple of times. But he grabbed 4 rebounds and facilitated 4 assists, which came off of penetration, then smooth dump-offs.
That's what she said!
The big stain in our sheets was Kevin Porter Jr. He had 9 turnovers. I don't even care what else he did in the game. He had 9 turnovers. A lot of those had to do with him trying to do too much as a point guard. Someone needs to tell him, hey Kevin, it's okay to put the ball in the basket. Look, he is only 21 and he has a lot of development to do. He can make all the passes that require him to be a point guard. He just needs to figure out what passes to use and when, essentially his decision making. In addition to his decision making, he needs to greatly improve his ability to read the court. There are way too many times when he is running the pick and roll game, but he only is focused on that 2-man game. He tries to force the pass to the roll man, but there is already help on the interior, which causes an unnecessary turnover. Instead, if he was to read the floor better, he would realize that a skip pass to the corner would set up a wide open 3-pointer. The thing that annoys me the most is that I have seen him make this read. I have seen him make that pinpoint accuracy pass on numerous occasions. He just needs to get used to doing it consistently. It brings me to my next point, which should be an unpopular opinion of sorts, but this team needs a really good true point guard. Not a starter. I still think KPJ should start at point guard, but someone off the bench that could just facilitate the game really well. I like DJ Augustine, I really do, but he is just not that guy we need. My dream backup point guard would probably be Ricky Rubio. He does a very nice job of facilitating and putting his teammates in the best possible situation to succeed. But a man can wet dream. Let's get into the good, because there was actually some good. Our third string team was balling out on all cylinders. Every single member recorded amazing plus-minus scores on the stat sheet, but the reason they were so good was because of how much hustle and intensity they were playing with. something our first two stringers lacked. It's like they were desperate to take over for the regular rotation minutes later in the season, and I loved it. I hope their play lit a fire under the rest of the team. Honestly, David Nwaba was night and day different. The pace allowed him to get out into space, and he was able to show off his athleticism and finishing that I honestly didn't think he had. Usman Garuba was a walking deflection or block. When he was on the court, it just felt like he was making so many impact plays in such a short amount of time. If this guy develops any type of offensive game, like a corner three, he's going to be one of the best defensive players in the league, hands down. Outside of that, Eric Gordon had a phenomenal game, dropping 15 points on 6 for 8 shooting from the field and 3 for 4 from downtown. The better he performs, the more his stock value increases for trade, and he could maybe get moved by the deadline. I understand that as a fan, you want your team to not only succeed, but blow the league's expectations away and shut up the critics. But our team is just not a playoff team. And every time we lose in this fashion, don't listen to anyone. Just go on the YouTube search bar and look at highlights of Chet or Paolo, because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.